Wine is synonymous with passion. It just takes one bite from the wine bug for many. And in the case of Friedeman Wines, it inspired a cross-country move and a monumental life change. Well, thanks for having us today. So we are here at your custom crush facility, correct?
Yes.
And so we've got work going on around us. I love it. So let's start off. Tell me about how you dove into this wine industry.
Yeah, so roughly 5 years ago when my wife and I moved from Chicago to the East Bay, we decided, wait, there's such a thing as a home winemaking shop? What is that? So found out a little bit more about that, and that was kind of the beginning of the end for us, but we enjoyed it a lot. It got some good critical reviews.
And so from there, you came north.
Mm-hmm.
How did you select what varietals you were going after and vineyards?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay has always been our passion. I mean, nice balanced Burgundy is definitely, where we're at. And something about sort of the finicky nature of Pinot Noir is sort of alluring.
A little challenge.
It's a challenge for sure. And, it's kept me on my toes for 5 years now. In terms of vineyards we worked with, I mean, effectively, we were professional tasters and appreciators long before we were winemakers. I sought out vineyards that I'd liked in the past. I tend to like sort of a bolder Pinot Noir without being unbalanced. So we like to say that we work with vineyards that are cool weather so we can let it hang long enough, but warm enough so that we can get, some nice boldness.
Okay, so let's talk about your winemaking philosophy and how you really let the vineyards speak for themselves.
Absolutely. So for Pinot Noir, we bring it into the winery and we crush whole berry, so we just destem into 3/4 ton fermenters. Those, it's a very small fermenter, so we do up to 25, 30 fermentations per year. That allows us kind of some risk mitigation, so we can take a few more risks with each fermentation. If one of them has a problem, it's not the end of the world.
Well, you're obviously doing something very right because you've received some phenomenal reviews from all the top wine writers.
We've been very fortunate early on to have some good critical press.
That's wonderful. And what is your total production for each?
Our total production for this vintage in front of us, 2013, was about 600 cases, about 200 of the Dichotomy Russian River appellation wine, and 73 cases of the Lancel Creek.
Very small production.
Very.
And the 2013, this is down to the last few cases that you had.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. So we've been been talking to the Cellar Angels folks for quite a while, and we've been wanting to find a way to work with them. We enjoy the charitable aspect of what they're doing. For the most part, our wines are spoken for upon release by either distributor or a wine list. Our warehouse made an error, and so we switched on to the 2014 sooner than we should have. So we found 22 cases of this 2013, which is now exclusively being offered through Cellar Angels. The Lancel Creek Pinot Noir, I think we have 3 or 4 cases left. That is exclusively for our mailing list and wine club members. But for Cellar Angels, we've agreed that if somebody buys a case of the Dichotomy, the 12th bottle is of the Lancel Creek.
Well, that's very generous of you. Thank you. The Dichotomy wines are all appellation based.
Correct.
Yet still from very significant vineyards.
Right. Yeah. So our philosophy for the Dichotomy wines is that they are all vineyards that we have deemed acceptable, or we'd love to have it as a vineyard designated wine. We won't work with vineyards that we don't consider that quality. So while the vineyard designated wines are very special vineyards, we might have 10 barrels from that vineyard, and we have put a hard cap of 3 or 4 barrels for vineyard designate from each vineyard. So you have 6 or 7 of extremely high quality wine that's going into an appellation blend that's being sold for roughly half the price.
It was great to meet Brooks today and to get a chance to taste some of the Friedeman wines. We look forward to offering these bottles to you. Cheers.